I met Christian, I think, in October of 2018, I think, and he sent me a DM and it was like, hey, love your videos, want to collab? And I was like, oh, whoa, straight into it, huh?
Hello everybody and welcome to The Rewire. My name is Chris Boutte. Yes, you heard it right, my name is Chris Boutte. I started my channel because I want to change the way the world looks at mental health. Elle Mills has become a sort of poster child for YouTuber burnout. James Charles has some anger issues. Bad Baby, Jake Paul, Shane Dawson, Corinne Kopp, Emma Chamberlain, iDubbbz, Nicole Taylor-Dean, Brittany Dawn has been called out for scamming her audience. I don't make videos about YouTubers. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I think I'm controversial. Like when I sit back and I look at it, and I look at why I started my channel, like it was inevitable it was gonna happen.
And I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys for a little bit about this Rewired Soul drama.
In my opinion, he is a drama channel that uses the scope of mental health as a crutch for his argument.
And I'm starting to question if he's really a mental health activist or just some guy trying to make a quick buck.
The numbers do not lie. I made hundreds of videos just like tips for depression, tips for anxiety, this is what this disorder looks like, and they failed. Most of those videos have less than 1,000 views. I have covered those exact same topics, plugging a big YouTuber's name in, thousands of views.
Earlier today, I put out a tweet that says, if you have any criticisms or defenses of the Rewired Soul, I've been asked multiple times to do a video and I want to make it as unbiased as possible. Guess what? I got a text message from the Rewired Soul just as I put out that video.
Isn't he taking a break?
I mean, he's supposed to, but in the text he said that he is taking a break, but his girlfriend was reading the message to him. So, I don't know, I'm surprised that he actually wanted to hear that information. Welcome to Psych IRL, my name is Donna. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the Rewired Soul. And I really was kind of not wanting to do this video, but I do feel obligated to do that video because I did a collab with him. And when I did that collab with him, I've never seen the viewers, you guys, care so much about me collabing with a person. I got so many frustrated comments, a couple of emails, DMs, frustrated with Chris. Basically, his channel is taking YouTube drama or trending topics from YouTube and trying to apply a mental health twist to them. People see that as unethical, but because of that viewer reaction, I do really feel compelled to do a video about this. So let's start with the first thing that he's usually criticized for, and that's his credentials. Now, credentials are a big criticism people have of Chris. The short answer to whether or not his mental health advice is valid is, it depends on who you are. Chris made the claim that he's a mental health advocate and a mental health professional, and technically that's true. He's never actually claimed to be a therapist or counselor. Chris worked as an alumni coordinator at a drug and alcohol treatment center. This is also confirmed in a critique video of Chris done by a commentary creator, Pramink. In the video, he contacts Chris's employers, co-workers, and former patients to get more information on his profession. The message he receives summarizes a standard peer mentorship program, which is a very common convention in the United States. You're given the duties of making sure the individuals attend group meetings, you are allowed to give advice, resolve conflict, and training is provided by the facility. However, there is no formal schooling. So when Chris does these videos and gives advice, this is the background he comes from. Now that background may not be for everyone, but it works for some. For example, a recovering drug addict may feel more inclined to talk to someone who has gone through a similar experience rather than a professional who has only read about it in books and learned about it from someone who has told them their experience. Just like different types of therapy aren't for everyone, Chris's advice isn't either. I would apply the same critique to his courses. He's had positive reviews from licensed professionals. In addition, the material in his course has been taught in the facility he's worked at, which is an accredited institution. This implies that the course has gone through a vetting process that meets the standard of CARF International. But again, it is your decision whether or not you want to take a course from someone of that background. I think this is a very important point to clarify because though there are many things Chris can be criticized for, many have taken a similar path profession-wise, and it's important we don't invalidate that. There are numerous studies that show mentorship works for a lot of people. Chris's content, though, may be a different story. I just got a lot of texts from Chris, and it makes me not want to do this video. This feels so much like high school for some reason. I'm asking different people about their statements. I'm getting multiple messages from multiple people. I'm sharing this information because I really do want to make this video as unbiased as possible. Because I met him in person, some of you may feel like it's impossible for me to be unbiased. So I asked the opinions of people that have a positive view of Chris as well as a negative view. I'll be speaking with Dara Tah, whom I've done a video with before. He has been critical of Chris since the beginning, since any criticism of him ever broke. In addition, he has a bachelor's in psychology and experience in research and clinical psychology. On the other side of the spectrum is Nath Smith, a licensed professional counselor who has been in practice for about 7 years. Though he has had some criticisms of Chris, he generally sees a positive in Chris's work. For myself, I have a bachelor's in psychology and have worked as a research assistant for my university. I'll also be including your opinions of the Rewired Soul in this video.
Donna, this is going to be, I'm kind of scared for this one. I remembered the video that came into my recommended, this was when he actually blew up, and I mean, he actually had a lot of support on those videos that initially started blowing up his channel. He was talking about the Bobby Burns being a drug addict.
I was looking for mental health content on YouTube. That's how I stumbled upon his work. It was right around the time I want to say he was doing covering the Shane Dawson, Jake Paul series is when I sort of really got into his stuff and started digging into his catalog.
My name is Chris Boutte, and this is the Rewired Soul.
Chris Boutte officially launched his channel, The Rewired Soul, in January of 2017. The main goal of his channel was to talk about mental health issues and possible solutions to those issues. The videos were very personal in nature with minimal editing. Chris would speak into the camera about an issue, give his personal take, and cite an article. It became very apparent, though, that this method wasn't triggering the algorithm. He then started mixing in content where he would talk about pop culture tied with mental health topics. He talked about Black Mirror, Star Wars, and 13 Reasons Why. YouTube drama was sprinkled in his archive as well.
I think there are some times that he has been very successful in his videos in pairing the two together and bringing mental health topics to the commentary of YouTube. It's a formidable task. There's a lot happening on YouTube at any given time. The challenge becomes, how do I make sure I comment on useful things and offer useful mental health content. He's still growing in that process. I mean, I certainly have enjoyed some of the stuff that he put out.
I mean, I think in theory that sounds like a good idea. In theory, that sounds okay. It sounds like, oh, that's a good way of jumping on a trend and giving people good information. The problem is Chris doesn't give people good information. And in fact, a lot of it's misinformation. And in fact, a lot of it's just blatantly wrong.
It wasn't until talking about Bobby Burns, though, where he seemed to change the concentration of his videos to tying in YouTube drama with mental health.
That was the very first video I had seen of the Rewired Soul. So I watched a couple after that and I was like, wow, they're all the same. They're all pretty exploitive and dangerously skirting around mental issues and talking about people as if he knows them very intimately and kind of airing their sides of them that you probably shouldn't be airing.
What is up, everybody? This is Chris from the Rewired Soul, where we talk about the problem but focus on the solution. And if you're new to my channel is all about mental health, and what I like to do is pull different topics from the YouTube community to try to teach you how to improve your mental and emotional well-being. Hey, I'm glad you're alive, but you need to straighten up. All right, it's both of those things. One of the things that Bobby mentioned in his video was that he was sober, and I call bull on that. I call so much bull. Are you serious? And the fact that people are going to pretend like he was. Okay, so in case you don't follow Bobby Burns on Instagram, the only thing he's been posting about for a while now is getting high. And let's not forget his Instagram story showing us what happened before his accident. I would argue, if I was on the opposite side of this, I would say, okay, well, those Instagram stories are pretty far apart. He might have sobered up. But this is somebody who is perpetually getting messed up and under the influence, and we're supposed to believe that when he got in a car accident, this was the one time he was sober. That is being willfully ignorant.
Yeah, I saw that same video too. I didn't really think anything of it at first, to be honest with you. And there didn't seem to be any bad comments.
No, there wasn't, Donna, there wasn't. It was overwhelmingly positive, and that's what really freaked me out. Like, here was, okay, like, you know, here was a guy publicly saying to thousands and thousands of people that, hey, this guy isn't in control, this guy's a drug addict. Like, that's a dangerous thing to do. Like, I don't like that. But it was weird how people really went with it.
Bobby even replied recently to the comments from the Rewired Soul, and if you look in the comments section, you see that most people are defending Chris. Even me, looking back on those videos, I never really saw what Chris did as that bad, because Bobby Burns was at the height of drama and everyone was criticizing him. Now you can kind of see that people are getting a different perspective on those videos.
I know he's been sort of accused of diagnosing people. I haven't seen that. Todd Grande does a wonderful sort of exploration and critique of his channel.
I've seen this comment before on my channel where people say Chris is diagnosing people. I haven't seen any evidence of that on his channel.
He's got 800 videos, so, you know, maybe somewhere in the depths of his channel that might be there, but I haven't seen it.
We've actually got Leafy up there. We're giving her some promotion. You should go check her out, all that good stuff, you know. Say hello. Yeah, say hello.
I think she has BPD. Like, I know a lot of my audience members have BPD. If you like
right.
This stuff, around.
Right.
If you don't, oh well.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever, man. Like, she's there. Check her out.
Leafy Greens, that channel. This woman has come out and said that Chris diagnosed her as having BPD, so borderline personality disorder.
I think she has BPD. Like, I know a lot of my audience members have BPD. If you like
right.
This stuff, around.
Right.
If you don't, oh well.
I think as soon as she made that video, a lot of people are kind of agreeing, going, yeah, Chris is diagnosing people, he has no credentials, you can't do that over videos. But no, that is technically not diagnosing someone. He's just saying, I think this person has this. And that's a shitty thing to do. He's a popular mental health advocate, as he says, and he's going around telling thousands of people this person has a mental disorder. And he's going around saying that without their consent, without their permission, and without ever having met them. That's a crap thing to do.
See, even though the YouTubers did present their mental health issues up there, it's still kind of weird to speculate on it, you know? Because it's one thing to criticize someone's content, because they can easily change that, but to speculate on someone's mental health, that's another story. Man, kind of nervous. And we're in the car because just wanted to switch film locations. I decided to give Chris a call and ask what he felt about his past content. Has he truly learned his lesson from the massive pushback, or is this a facade? Okay, take 3. Hey, your motto is talk about the problem and focus on the solution. Yeah. So let's focus on the solution right now. What, in your eyes, was your biggest problem with your content?
I was using YouTubers as a topic for a jumping off point to help the audience. My goal has always been to help the audience and using a YouTuber or drama-related topics as the reference, because I just know that, you know, I was a person who would constantly watch drama or reality TV thinking about how messed up those people were without looking at my own life. But as the channel grew and as videos got more views, YouTubers were seeing it. Some of them took offense, some of them didn't. I empathize, like, especially with everything that I've been going through. I definitely empathize with where they're coming from, because now I have thousands of strangers commenting on my mental health, you know?
So you got to be careful about how you sort of talk about and comment on specific instances of diagnosing. You know, a lot of the mental health YouTubers, the licensed therapists anyway, are talking about the diagnostic criteria. They're not really putting a face to those diagnoses.
What's really interesting about what's happened with Chris and the criticism that he's getting, as soon as it broke, as soon as like the kind of hate train began, it's been crazy. All the people who are kind of revolting against him are like the audience. It's like people who have 0 subscribers making videos about him. There's definitely been a couple of big YouTubers who have made a video, but nothing major. And but yet there's an absolute shit ton of people, like audience members who probably did watch his thing, being absolutely outraged. Now that's interesting.
Chris was always great at networking, and in a sense, it insulated him from the drama. No big YouTuber was going to criticize him, publicly anyway, since they had this rapport with him. Like, are you really going to expose Casey Neistat's friend? And you would have really had to follow his channel to know that there was some problematic material. Because from the outside, he just looks like a guy with lots of YouTube friends. Behind the scenes, things were getting dangerous. Once the criticism started building up and DMs of himself seeming to enjoy the drama were leaked, that's when he started to finally listen, maybe. He announced he was leaving the drama community, a community he also claimed he wasn't part of, so that's confusing.
There's gonna be some shifts in the way I do this thing. And yeah, like, I have to discuss why I'm choosing to leave this drama community.
But by that time, it was already too late. A lot of people he was associated with were threatened, which is never okay. But how he addressed it was just bad.
This is a warning to you drama channels who will not stop making videos. Again, I can handle it. I understand the community. Right now, my name is getting clicks. It's getting views. That's all right. But I'm letting you know, as a fellow creator, right now, as we are in the midst of Adpocalypse 2.0, YouTube and social media as a whole is taking this very, very seriously.
Chris is notorious for not responding to interview questions well. Some would say it makes him look worse. So instead of even attempting to ask him about the drama, which so many creators have already, I'll ask him what he's learned. You can be the judge of whether you think Chris has learned his lesson.
What started this, what the catalyst of this was me DMing drama channels to try to get more people to talk about, something that I took offense to, and I went the wrong way around that. Looking back, I could have handled that in a much different way, but, I'm learning.
It's pretty obvious, too, that you did have videos that you were unhappy with, since you did delete, like, a couple.
There were some that I deleted, like in one of my apology videos. One of my apology videos was directed towards YouTubers specifically. The three specifically being Emma Blackery, Bobby Burns, and Trisha Paytas. Out of respect for them, I removed them.
Those videos that you did mention, I think your message kinda did get lost in you really needing the views. Do you know who Freely is?
No.
Well, she's this vegan YouTuber. She's really extreme, and I'm not really comparing you to her, but I think that it's it's kind of similar. So her message is, I'm not vegan, so, I don't condone this or whatever. Her message is like, dairy products, some are a result of animal cruelty, they can be unhealthy, they cause acne and weight gain. So that's her whole message, and you'd agree that, yeah, that's a fine message. Even though you're not vegan, that's fine to convey to your audience, right?
Yeah.
But how she shared that message was she got a big YouTuber, and she said, this is why Bethany Mota is gaining weight. And she posted her photos, before and after photos of Bethany Mota. She did a reaction video of Bethany Mota using dairy products to make a smoothie. And like, her message was good, but I think, it's kind of messed up, right? It's like, it's at the expense of someone else.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and mental health is a tricky topic, and like, I hate even referencing this video, but it's just the prime example. There was a video clip that I used to just kind of discuss the relationship between Trisha Paytas and Jason Nash. The clip I used was from Jason Nash's blog, I believe, where they were discussing how he almost called the cops on Trisha Paytas because she was blocking the door and not letting him leave. That was a, real life situation. Maybe it was fabricated, maybe not. But if I were to find a movie where that exact same scenario played out, how many people would disagree with me and say, no, that's okay? But when you use real people, then there's an issue. I completely understand, but one of the analogies I gave is, if my son and I were out in public and we saw a couple being verbally abusive to each other, and he saw that, it's my responsibility as a parent to talk to him about what we just saw. I think there's a lot of gray area, but I think the example you just used is phenomenal. And I do think know, I got caught up in the just momentum of it, because not all of the videos I did had such an action with evidence. Not all of them had that, and I think that's where it got kind of screwed up.
I feel a bit sorry for Chris, because I do think he has good intentions, but he's done everything wrong. And I don't think he's realized that he's been very unethical. I don't like saying this, but I don't think he's had that much self-awareness around his morals. That's a horrible thing to say. So, you know, I do feel kind of bad for him.
A guy with that passion and drive to create so much content around mental health, it could, like, that could be a really positive thing. So I think if Chris kind of, I suppose, takes the criticism on board that everyone has given him, but not give up and try and make it better, like better himself and better his content and try and serve his audience better, then I'd be delighted to see him come back.
I think that he has some good content, and I'm not ready to throw it away. I know some people are ready, you know, like, oh, I'm done with him. I'm not ready to do that. I think he has some good work, and I think that he continues to grow as a YouTuber, and will, you know, in 2 or 3 years, I think it'll be very interesting to see where he's at.
Do you think the community will trust you again?
I think there's some people who have already made up their mind about me. Something I've told other people is like, you know, they're like, man, Chris, how are you getting through this? I've been through this before. I'm a freaking recovering drug addict and alcoholic. Like, my own best friends and family members would not talk to me. A lot of them, I earned their trust, and some of them I didn't. I know that actions speak louder than words. Hell, I even said it when I made a video about Logan Paul, like when he made his apology. Like, no, you can't forgive somebody overnight. You have to see the change. Like, it's something that takes months or even years.
One positive thing that has come out of this is individuals learning the boundaries of what to discuss when it comes to their favorite YouTubers. Bringing awareness to mental health issues is a beneficial thing, but it should never be at the expense of someone else. Well, that was a long journey, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry I haven't uploaded in a long time, and it's because I've been working on this video. This was actually the first video where I had the chance to see both sides and reach out to these people, so it's been emotionally draining as well to hear both sides of the story. Just this back and forth of people arguing and stuff, so yay. And I know there's no such thing as unbiased, but I did try my best to do that. I do wonder if I was too harsh or not harsh enough. But since there are opposing opinions in this video, please do not send any hate to anyone featured in this video. In fact, go check their channels out. Dara Tah, super underrated YouTuber. He's great at editing, cinematography. I'm actually surprised that he doesn't have more subscribers. Nath Smith is a licensed professional counselor. He's new to YouTube, but so far it looks like he's uploading some cool stuff. Also, thank you for tweeting your opinions. I know this topic is personal for a lot of you. I've seen that from the emails you've sent and your comments. So my DMs are open on Twitter if you think I missed something, and if you want, I will do a public Q&A on my Instagram stories maybe tomorrow if you think there's anything I missed. But that's the end of the video. I will see you guys next time. Stay psyched.